Good morning, all. Good to see everybody here this morning. Well, first of all, I'd love to welcome President Zelenskyy here to the White House this morning for this bilateral meeting. This comes at a critical time in the war in the Ukraine. As a lot of you folks know, there was talk of a summit last week between myself and President Putin. That summit under my administration would have been called off uh, when the talk of a land swap was talked about. We're not here to talk about land swaps. We're here to talk about restoring Ukraine to the original borders it had before Russia came in and started an unnecessary war, an unnecessary invasion with Ukraine. Uh, I want the president, President Zelenskyy, to understand the United States is 100% behind him in the Rogers administration. We full heartedly support what is going on with what the president is doing there, and we've got to do that as a world leader. We have got to stand up for emerging democracies. I don't know how many times I've said that over the years. We've got to stand up for emerging democracies, and we can't let these democracies fold. There's only 56, 57 of them throughout the world, and we've got to support those emerging democracies and ensure that they are vibrant, that they are successful. And this is what we're doing here with Ukraine. I thought that the even the notion of there being talk of a land swap was just totally, you know, that wasn't going to work. That was a that was a that was a non-starter from the beginning. And I told my staff in the very beginning, if Putin comes back and he says that we want to talk about land swap, the summit's off. And you saw as the week went, I finally decided on late Wednesday night to call it off. Now, that's not to say that at some future time, the president and President Putin and I won't have a summit. I very much want to have that happen. I believe summits are successful with foreign leaders, and I want to have that, but under the right conditions. First of all, I think this is something that was rushed. Summits typically take months of negotiations, months of planning, and we were talking about doing this in 5 days, and we had made some progress. We had selected a summit site, a location for that, but the terms, I mean, we just couldn't come to agreement. I wasn't going to go to Helsinki or wherever we had decided to have the summit and sit there and talk to Putin and say, "Hey, how about a land swap?" No, the what the starting point is in negotiations in this under my administration is quite simply we return Ukraine to its original borders. Period. End of discussion. And Russia withdraws. This has got to stop. There are too many people being killed in this battle. This has got to stop. Uh, there are people being pulled in this thing. There are bombings of schools that have been reported. This has got to come to a stop. And so let's find a pathway to peace from both sides uh, that will work. And one thing that's a non-starter is to give up land. What will start is a ceasefire and a withdrawal of troops. Then we can start negotiating um, on some terms. But until that point, it's a non-starter. So uh, basically, the president's here today to. I'm going to talk to him here in a little bit to get an overview, to let him know what my thoughts were going into this. I did not want to leave him out of the equation on this. Later on today, I also will be meeting with the NATO Secretary General as well to brief him on what's going on. Keep everybody up to par, up to date, what's going on, and also our allies. That's so important as we try to find the end of this. But thank you guys very much. Thank you.